I'm here today with Jeff Bushby. Jeff's the owner and main man at Margaret River Rural and Fire Breaks. Tell me about your client and why they went for the pioneer fencing.
Okay, so being in Witchcliffe here, obviously it's a rural setting, and they wanted something that suited the environment and also the nature of their house and their dreams for the property. So you know, we discussed using standard rural fencing, looking at horse rail in other means, but this was the product that we came up with. So the square posts and rails match the dimensions and the style of house, as well as gave that country rural feel that they wanted.
So Jeff, we have supplied quite a bit of pioneer fencing over the years, and I suppose people who come in and ask about it really ask about how do you put it up?
How do we put it up?
It looks pretty simple, but there's obviously a few catches to it, I'm sure.
I was going to say, that's one thing that people probably would think it's an easy fencing system to put up. Yeah, once you know how to install, definitely, it's certainly got its ease to it. But one thing that we do find is, like any fence, planning and setup is critical to the entire operation and also the finish. If you're not getting your heights right, your post spacings right, and your general flow correct, the whole fence looks out. The whole idea of getting your post and rail in place is actually following the ground contours and getting a nice even flow without sharp angles and bends to it. So there is a bit of an art to this install, but with our experience, we've managed to achieve that for our clients.
Alrighty, Jeff, we're up along the line of the fencing. Just tell me about the installation from pretty well start to finish.
Okay, so start to finish. So essentially, once we've consulted and obtained what height we want the fence, and we've picked our levels, essentially the fence is installed in sections. So it's not like a traditional fence where you're installing strainer assemblies, intermediate posts, and then running wire. Essentially, you're starting at one end and working your way through. So when we're doing that, we work out our fence line, mark out our post holes. So I use my Kanga mini loader. So we auger the holes in the ground to get our post spacings correct, and then essentially you stand up one post, install your two rails, stand up the next post. So it is a sectional install, so you've got to have some good guidance in terms of your route and your direction to actually end up where you need to be, and also to get that flow correct.
So Jeff, at each post, just tell me about what you do here.
Okay, so each post, so once the rails are slotted through the centre of the post, so they're nice and sturdy. It is quite a snug fit, so the posts and the rails are retained into the post really quite well. But just for added security and integrity to the job, we install a bugle screw through the centre of the two rails, just to secure it to the post. Reduces that twisting and also walking of the rails.
There's a couple of 100 metres of fencing here. How long did this take you?
So the install of the main post and rail fence took us around about 4 days with my small team of workers, and yeah, they did a sterling job on getting this job complete.
If someone wants to install a pioneer fence, what do they need to do?
Okay, so
after calling you, of course.
Oh yeah, after calling me, of course. Essentially, yeah, contact me, Jeff Bushby at Margaret River Rural Fire Breaks. And then what we'll do, we'll arrange a site consult to look at your requirements and what sort of fencing will suit your needs. From that point onwards, we'll talk to Neil and get an order placed. So with that placement, just need to remember that it is a custom order, it is a custom manufacture, so there will need to be a bit of lead time to allow for drying and manufacturing at the plant. But once the product arrives, it will last many years and it'll be worth the wait.